really exciting game for us in our program. We knew exactly what the challenges were when we came here. Nobody's won here in close to 2 years. This is a really, really good football team. I think they've been to 10 bowl games in 9 years. And to come to Annapolis and rush for more yards than they rush for. And I think to win the time of possession, I haven't seen the final stats just yet, but I think it's a really exciting performance by what I thought was a mature team. And I think today they confirmed some of my thoughts. Questions?
Yeah, what's more impressive, that you ran for 300 yards or the way you handled their rushing attack?
Well, I think you need both to win. I think you have to have both, and I thought our defensive coaches had an excellent plan. I think they've spent a lot of time. Our staff has spent a lot of time studying what they do here, and even when you do spend a lot of time studying what they do, they're still very hard to defend because they make great adjustments. They got an excellent staff. They're the best at what they do in the world. So to be able to minimize some of their run game and then to see the amount of passing attempts they had, I thought it was a really good performance by our defense.
Were you surprised by how much they threw?
Well, I don't know that you come into the game thinking they're going to throw it that much. With the Reynolds kid in there, they throw it a little bit more. He's a pretty accurate passer. I think it's a great compliment to our defense, the fact that they threw it that much.
Coach, any update on PJ?
No update. I don't know that we'll really know until tomorrow when he gets looked at.
Concerned there?
I am. PJ has been one of our better players over the last 2 years. Now we're fortunate; it's one of the deeper rooms we have in terms of talent. And I think that somebody told me Desmond Peoples went over 100 yards for the first time in his career. That's exciting. I thought him and Justin really did a nice job the entire game running the ball. We had a plan coming into the game that all three were going to run the ball, and they were all going to play. Then obviously the bulk of it becomes Justin and Des when PJ went down. But yeah, we're concerned. PJ's a good football player.
We talk about maturity. Is that the goal line stand pretty much at the end, after they go 60 yards?
Sure, you got to make a play at the end of the game. Last week we didn't make a play at the end of the game. Today we did. I think that's a step in the right direction. The first game of the year we made a play at the end of the game. When you get to the end of the year, you make a couple of those plays and it's a completely different season. But right now we won't really look at what we did on defense because we won't play anybody else like this. I'll maybe pull a couple of pass plays out to see, but even your pass defensive structure is completely different when you play Navy. But we'll go back and look at last week and see if we can get better.
How about Andre Hunt being one of the guys to make those plays down the stretch?
I thought coming into the game it was going to take a lot of people to win this football game, and with Kevin Snyder not playing, with DeLon Stevenson getting injured in the game, a guy like Andre Hunt comes up with a huge sack in the fourth quarter of that game. And you can look at the running backs, Peoples and Goodwin coming through for us. We played 3 tight ends today. Nick Arch and Matt Flanagan both played in the game. They contribute to some of those rushing yards, and this is as complete a team win as we've had.
Kyle, what's going through your head as Navy pulls in that last touchdown pass out of bounds?
The last play of the game?
Yeah.
I thought he was out of bounds. I didn't. At no point when I saw the ball go up in the air did I think he'd be able to come down in bounds and catch it.
Did you have much of a decision when you had 4th and 1 there, like midway through the fourth quarter, you went for the field goal?
I didn't think it was really much of a decision. 3 scores. The field goal puts you up 3 scores. 7. I think it was like right around 7 minutes to go in the game. And when you get to that point in the game, you're really counting possessions. And I thought if we could go up 3 scores, it'd be hard for them to get 3 possessions.
Coach, how proud of your team are you after last week's loss to come back as strong as they did this week?
I was proud of the way the team competed last week. We weren't happy with the result, and we know we needed to make more plays, but I was proud of how they competed in the game. I'm proud of the way they competed again, and we're happier with the result, there's no doubt. And we made a couple plays down the stretch that allowed us to win the game, and ultimately that's how you're judged. We want to be 1-0 each week, and this week we were 1-0, so we're excited about it.
Okay, was it a big test for you guys? I know you said you were passed last week on Sunday, but coming off last week, and then obviously the way the first 2 minutes of this game went, was that a key turning point for them?
I think when we turned the ball over early in the game. By the way, when you see it on film, what a great tackle by their kid. I didn't see exactly who it was, but it was what we call a bite the ball tackle, right on the ball, and probably the ball popped out on us. It takes a mature football team at that point to take it, down 7-0, to take a deep breath. And I think we went 3 and out the next drive, but then we stopped and made them kick a field goal. They missed the field goal. Then we got the touchdown. Then we got going a little bit on offense. So, those things take mature football teams. Mature players understand it takes 60 minutes to win a football game. The game is not going to be won or lost in the first 3 minutes of the game. And I thought today we played like that all the way through the game, even to the last play.
What do you think of Gary today? Obviously, he wasn't called upon to do everything with how you guys are doing,
sure,
doing on offense.
You're going to have a lot less attempts when you can run the ball as effectively as we did. That's for sure. But I thought with the opportunities he had, I thought he managed the game very well.
And what happened there? You guys had 2 sacks in a row there late in the fourth quarter, time ticking down. Did you not? What was behind the timeout there?
The timeout that I called when they were lining up for fourth down.
Yeah.
It's just a strategic thing. We wanted to see kind of how they would line up.
Coach, as an old O-line coach, what are your thoughts on how your guys played today?
I'm excited. I'm really excited about the production, the consistency. Now, there are certain situations where we can be better. You get to the end of the game, we don't want to have to punt that ball back to them. We had a 3rd and 1 and an opportunity to move the ball and get a first down and end that game on offense. And I think we could be better, but overall, I think the performance was good. And that's the kind of game an offensive lineman loves. When you can line up every down and run the ball, and you're getting 3, 4, 5 yards of carry, and then you break one. And those are fun games to play in as an offensive lineman, and they're certainly fun when you're the line coach.
Okay, we know that Goodwin can do this. We saw him do it last year, but does it say something extra that he hasn't played running back in a game since the end of last season?
Justin's a really good football player and very talented guy, and we're fortunate to have him, and we're fortunate to have the depth in that room. And we got a couple guys that are coming still, those freshmen, that we really haven't gotten too much of a look at just yet. But by the end of the season, we may see them all.
How with DeLon, is it the same deal as PJ? Kind of wait and see approach tomorrow?
I don't know that we're going to know until we get them looked at tomorrow. We'll get back on the buses. By the time we get back, it'll be late tonight, and we'll let those guys get to sleep, and we'll get them both checked out and have some idea by tomorrow.
Got time for 2 more?
Okay, guys, thank you.